Today we're going to talk about the 3A speech, which is the visual aid or object speech. In this speech, we're going to use a topical pattern, so that's a new element of the speech and the outline. And in a topical pattern, the only thing that makes the points relate to each other is that they both relate to the topic. We talked about a spatial pattern and having a tour of the campus where we go from Looney to Melton to Liebeyer. And as you look at those 3 points, you think those are all buildings on campus. That's how they relate to each other. And because they're buildings, they are places, that makes it a spatial pattern. We talked about a speech to make a cake. These are all related to the topic, yes, but they're related to the topic because they're steps in the process of making a cake, and they need to occur in this order. That makes it a chronological pattern. If you're doing a speech about automotive maintenance and your topics were gasoline, electricity, and water, how do those relate to each other? Well, they're all part of an automobile and things I'm going to talk about that are important in maintaining your automobile. So this topical pattern, I'm going to be talking about me and 3 ways this object is like me and not like me. So again, I'm the topic of the speech, not the duck, not that duck, not this pen, not the marker, but me. A new element we're going to do, since topical patterns are easy, by default everything should be a topical pattern at least, because all your main points should relate to your topic. So this is a good place to introduce the idea of substructure or subpoints or supporting points. So I'm going to give 3 examples of how I'm like this object and 3 examples of how I'm not like it. These examples support this point, these examples support that point. And your outline should look like this. Number 1, like ABC. Number 2, not like ABC. And you don't need to write paragraphs. The speech is about you. All you need is a trigger that reminds you what I'm talking about here. And then you talk to the audience about yourself and the object. Not reading an outline to us or reading paragraphs. I've got a very brief outline here on a small post-it note on the bottom of this duck. And that would be all I would need to talk about how I'm like this duck and not like this duck, because I have 2 points with 3 subpoints each. For example, 3 ways I am like this duck. This duck is bright and colorful. I like to be bright and colorful. If you see my ties, you think, well, that one's not so much, but those are, yeah. This duck is also fun. My children played with it as a bathtub toy when they were younger. It was fun then. It's still fun. I use it in class. I goof off with it. Students always want to play with it and touch it, maybe pet it. Good duck. I was fun when I was younger, playing with my kids. My daughter came home for the weekend. We went on a kayak trip. I hope that was fun. Fun in a very different kind of way, but we're still fun. Also, like this duck, it has a purpose. Its purpose used to be a bathtub toy, but now that purpose is to be a visual aid for this object speech in this lecture. I've had different purposes over time, different jobs, but now my purpose is to teach public speaking, and this duck helps me. So we're in this purpose together. Now there are 3 ways I am not like this duck. This duck has blue eyes. My wife and son have blue eyes. My 2 daughters and I have brown eyes, so he's on the blue-eyed side of the family. My youngest said, Dad, one example would be your mouth is not always open. Not try to take that. And then the last one, this duck is extremely durable. If you hit my head on the table that hard, it would hurt, but it doesn't faze him a bit. So that's 3 ways I'm like this duck and not like this duck. That's pretty simple and easy, not a lot of self-disclosure, nothing dangerous. You learned a little bit about my family and who I am, but not a whole lot. This duck is a different duck. It has different memories and different people involved. We did foster care for about 4 years. We had a young man we had for about 10 months. got him as just a very young baby. So, grew very attached to him. One time, close to the end of that 10 months, we were in the mall shopping as a family, and he was hanging out with me, and I was walking around carrying him. Saw Bed Bath & Beyond, said I need to go over there and get some shampoo. Walked in and picked up my shampoo and go to the counter to check out and said, I'll take this shampoo. And I look over and he has this duck in his mouth. So I said, I guess we'll take the duck. This brings back much different memories, especially when I'm thinking about my relationship with him and my other children who are still at home, because he's not and I don't see him. So there's a loss there, and it might not be something I want to share. So I might choose not to use this duck, but to go with a duck that's safer. Or with a pen, or a marker. That bottle of hand sanitizer. The textbook uses a clear plastic bottle of water, and how it's not always full, and you can see its contents. And so are we very easy to see our emotions, like this clear plastic bottle of water or hand sanitizer, or not? Do I have a label that says I'm hand sanitizer or water or teacher or not? So there are a lot of different ways you can compare yourself to objects. And I recommend just walking around practicing on random objects at home till you find one that really captures something about you that you want to share. Then bring that in. So the new items for this speech: specific purpose, central idea statement. Those are the things that are most often missing from the outline. You don't say those in your speech. They're just in the outline. You still start with an attention getter. You close with an attention getter. You'll have 2 points that you label: I'm like, similar, I'm not like, or different. 3 supporting points for each of those. There is no time limit on this. Needs to be long enough, but not too long. Work on that balance.